Lights are out. We're going to go green off of 4. It's the 42L of Ellert, the 5 of Cordray. That's your front row. They work into turn number 4. There to the gas pedal, and we are green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. Ellert drives into turn number 1. The 5 of Cordray is now the 12X of Matthew Lance. He's got problems over in turn number 4. The yellow will come out. We will try this one again.
Well, I figured it maybe.
As off of turn number 4, they're to the gas pedal. They've hit the throttle, and we are racing at I-35 Speedway. A much better start this time from the 42L of Ellert. He will try to lead into turn number 1, but the 5 of Tommy Cordray, he's got some grip up on the high side. He will stay door to door with the 42 of Ellert. They're side by side into turn number 3. The 42 of Ellert on the bottom, the 5 of Cordray. He's on the high side. Your leader lap number 1's the 5 of Tommy Cordray. The 42 of Ellert will battle back to the inside into turn number 1, but here comes the 23 of Cody Holtkamp. Holtkamp slides high off of turn number 2 as the field goes single file down the back straightaway. Cordray goes to the top side of the racetrack, tries to run the cushion. He's got some speed up there. He leads lap 2. Ellert still runs 2nd. Holtkamp 3rd. Benning 4th. Truelove runs 5th. Lance 6th. And Briggs runs 7th. Into turn 3, the 5 of Cordray's up at the top side of the speedway. Ellert on the bottom. Holtkamp runs the middle. Your top 3, all 3 running different grooves. As now the 23 of Holtkamp, he tries to take 2nd. Ellert will shut the door into turn number 1. Ellert still running the bottom. Here comes Cody Holtkamp, a big run off at turn number 2. Holtkamp drives into 3. Ellert, he drives it harder into turn number 3, tries to make it happen, but the 23 of Cody Holtkamp, he takes 2nd off of turn 4. He can now set his sights on the 5 of Tommy Cordray. Now the 65 of Benning. He's going to try to work on the 42L of Ellert. Benning right on the back bumper of the 42. He's going to go to the top side. Ellert's on the bottom. As off of turn number 4, the 42L of Ellert, he gets a good run. He hangs on to 3rd. We're 5 laps in, 15 to go. As Ellert continues to hang on for that 3rd position over the 65 of Benning. The 47 of True Love still runs 6th. He's going to have company from the 12X of Matthew Lance here a little bit. Off of turn number 4, it's still the 5 of Tommy Cordray, your leader. The 23 of Holtkamp is 2nd. The 65 of John Benning, he's now taken over that 3rd position from the 42L of Lane Ellert. As the yellow comes out for the 28 of Wesley Briggs. He was around in turn number 4, and that'll be has been given more green off of 4. Cordray will lead the field through 4. He's going to get back to the gas now. We are back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. Cordray with a good restart. So too to the 23 of Cody Holtkamp. He clears for 2nd and goes right after the 5 of Cordray. Cordray shuts the door off of 2. He protected the inside lane. Gets a big run off of 2. Give him 3 car lengths into turn 4. Sorry, that was turn 3 off of turn number 4. Your leader, lap number 8, lap number 1 of the restarts, the 5 of Tommy Cordray. Holtkamp slots into 2nd, the 65 of Benning 3rd. The 47 of Greg Truelove has found some speed in that race car. He moves into 4th. He's getting a challenge back from the 42L of Ellert. Ellert down on the bottom. He's run there all race long and has faded back to that 5th position after starting on pole. Ellert may want to try to work to the top side of the racetrack. It's now the 47 of Truelove. He's got an issue on the entrance to 1. He slides up. Give the 42 of Ellert back that 4th position. Tommy Cordray this time off of 4. 10 laps in, 10 to go. Halfway that time by, and he's put that car all the way at the top of the speedway, right up against the cushion. Cody Holtkamp, he's trying to run the bottom. The gap between those two is become stationary. Is now a battle for 5th between the 12X of Matthew Lance and the 47 of Truelove. They made a little bit of contact off at turn number 2. Cordray continues to lead. Holtkamp runs 2nd, Benning 3rd, Ellert 4th, Truelove 5th, Lance 6th, Briggs 7th. Off of 4 this time by, it's still the 5 of Cordray. You can see the difference in lines between him and 2nd, the 23 of Holtkamp. Holtkamp's running the middle of the racetrack. This time into turn 1, Cordray's going to change it up. He moves to the bottom of the racetrack. The top may be fading. He does not want to get caught out, and that looks like it may have worked down in 1 and 2. Goes back up to the top side in 3 and 4. But the 5 of Tommy Cordray has opened it up just a little bit over the 23 of Cody Holtkamp. Cordray works off of 4, off of 2, Holtkamp as well. Then comes the 65 of Benning. Those 3 have checked out from 4th through 7th. This time by 14 in 6 to go for the 5 of Cordray. Holtkamp is starting to fade just a little bit into the clutches of the 65 of John Benning. Is back there for 4th, the 47 of Truelove, and the 42L of Ellert. They continue to battle. The 12X of Matthew Lance gives Truelove a shot in the back bumper. He's going to take over that 5th position from the 47 of Truelove. Truelove now off the pace, and he's going to pull that car off of the racetrack. That's going to end the feature for the 47 of Greg Truelove. Tommy Cordray continues to run the cushion in 3 and 4, is off of 4 this time by just 4 to go for the 5 of Tommy Cordray. Cody Holtkamp, he is faded just a little bit too far back. He's going to need a yellow to chase down the 5 of Cordray, but he's going to have to be careful because the 65 of John Benning is right there behind him. Benning got loose in turn 1, and that might just give enough breathing room to the 23 of Holtkamp. The 12X of Matthew Lance, he's found some speed in that car. He now looks to make a run on the 42 of Ellert back there for 4th. Matthew Lance, he's going to get a little bit too high. He keeps it from going over the berm, but he's going to fade as the 28 of Wesley Briggs pulls that car to the infield. That will end his feature, and he did not pull far enough into the infield, and that will bring out a yellow and make this race just a little bit more interesting, as that big lead for the 5 of Tommy Cordray will all but evaporate back to the 23. The 5 of Cordray works into 3. He gets to choose where he wants to restart. The 23 of Holtkamp trying to time it right. Won't time it quite well enough. It's the 5 of Cordray, your leader. Holtkamp slots into 2nd. Holtkamp drives to the bottom, so does the 5 of Cordray. The Benning goes to the top side as off of turn number 2. It's the 5 of Cordray with a big 5-car length lead over the 23 of Holtkamp. Holtkamp tries to run the bottom, this time by 2 to go for the 5 of Tommy Cordray. Cordray drives to the bottom of turn number 1. The 23 of Holtkamp is there, as well as now the 42L of Ellert. He's found some speed back in that race car. He's going to try to drive back to 3rd. He's on the inside of the 65 of Benning. Off of turn number 4, the white flag is out for the 5 of Tommy Cordray. He's got about 5-car lengths over the 23 of Holtkamp as the 42L of Ellert. He's going to give a little bit of a door to the 65 of Benning. Ellert will take over that 3rd position from the 65. Move him back to 3rd. Is off of turn number 4. He put together 20 laps of leading. It's the 5 of Tommy Cordray that wins the ULMA late model feature race. 2nd goes to the 23 of Cody Holtkamp. 3rd will be the 42L of Lane Ellert. 4th, the 65 of Benning. And then rounding out your fields, the 12 of Matthew Lance. Route 1 to go had been given. We're going to go green off of 4. The Ed Knoll's going to start it early. The 57 of Ainsworth, he was ready for it, but a good start from the 15 of Ed Knoll. He drives down into turn number 1, your leader. Back to the inside comes the 0 of Chase Galvin. The 0 of Daniel Harris there as well, but it's the 15 of Ed Knoll. He's out front early here in your USRAB Modifieds. Chase Galvin tries to drive into 2nd. The 57 of Ainsworth, he's on the high side there in 3rd as well. The 07 of Harris. The 10H of Garrett Hill, he threw a big slider over there in 4. Your field still 2 by 2 all over the racetrack as the 57 of Randy Ainsworth, he gets into the side of the 07 of Daniel Harris. They're 3 wide off of turn number 2 as we've got the 2 of Jason Billups around in the middle of 1 and 2. And that will slow down a hectic start to your US. He gets to choose where he's going to want to restart this race. Chase Galvin, he's trying to time it. The 15 of Ednall waits till the middle of 3 and 4. We're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. He gets a good start. The 0 of Galvin, he'll slide up in front of the 57 and take 2nd. Everyone else battles for position into turn number 1. The 07 of Daniel Harris slides high. The 16 of Blake Pierce has issues, and we're going to stack them up over in turn number 2. He'll roll into 3. He's going to start it early over in turn number 3. The 0 of Chase Galvin, he was ready for that restart. He should take 2nd, but again, the 15 of Ed Knoll takes a couple car lengths into turn number 1. Everyone else is going to be 2 by 2 into turn 1. A little bit calmer this time through 1 and 2. Everyone will make it through cleanly. Into turn number 1, the 0 of Chase Galvin almost to the back bumper of the 15 of Knoll. Knoll will lead off of turn number 4. Lap number 2, lap 1 of the restart. Looks as though everybody stays clean up till this point, as now here comes the 15X of Corey Myers. He's going to look to the inside of the 57 of Ainsworth. They battle into turn 3, as now here comes the 0 of Chase Galvin. He gives a little bit of a bumper to the 15 of Knoll. Knoll down the front straightaway gets a good run. Move the 15X of Corey Myers into 3rd. The 7 of Doug Keller, 6th, as everyone's still 2 by 2, third on back. No one able to settle anything up till this point, except for your 2 leaders. The 15 of Ed Knowles out front, and the 0 of Chase Galvin runs second. Off of turn number 4. The 15X of Corey Myers, he has officially cleared that 57 for that third position. He's going to try to bring the 07 of Daniel Harris with him. Back there for the 6th position, a good run from the 10H of Garrett Hill, but here comes the 91 of Eddie Schwope Jr. Schwope takes over 6th from the 10H of Hill. This time by for the 15 of Ed Knoll, 5 laps in, 10 to go. On the back straightaway, the 0 of Dakota Gerard will pull that car to the infield. That'll be the end of the feature for him. Off of turn number 2. The 15 of Ed Knoll leads. The 0 of Chase Galvin runs second. The 07 of Daniel Harris, he's now moved into that third position. He's found some speed on that race car. Then comes the 15X of Corey Myers. The 57 of Randy Ainsworth. As the yellow is out for the 94 of Jared Hilliard over in turn number 2. 5 cars have pulled off the Speedway. We've got 15 left, and we're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. A good start from the 15 of Ed Knoll. A better one from the 15X of Corey Myers. He's going to try to steal second into turn 1, but the 0 of Chase Galvin battles back, shuts the door into turn number 1. But back comes the 15X of Corey Myers. He has that car working. He was fast last week, took the lead, and then broke. He's going to try to get back there tonight, but the 0 of Chase Galvin, he's back into that second position. Lap number 1 of the restart goes to the 15 of Ed Knoll. We're 7 laps in, 8 to go. Halfway that time by. The last several weeks, we've seen the 07 of Daniel Harris being one of the only drivers to try to work the high side of the racetrack, and he has been fast up there. It looks like he's trying to get it to work up there again. He's going to take third this time by. Move the 07 of Daniel Harris into third. As now the 91 of Eddie Schwope Jr., he's going to move by the 57 of Randy Ainsworth for that 5th position. He makes his way into the top 5. Ed Knoll, he's been fast all season long. Knoll already with 3 feature wins on the season and 7 starts, 6 top 5, 6 top 10s. He continues to have a strong run here tonight. Second's the 0 of Galvin, third the 07 of Harris, fourth the 15X of Myers, and then fifth the 91 of Schwope. This time by 10 laps in, 5 to go. Sixth the 57 of Ainsworth, seventh the 7 of Keller. The battle is for 8th between the 1 of Henning and the 10H of Hill. Blake Pierce, he's moved back into the top 10. He's going to try to split the gap between those two as they continue to battle off of for the 15 of Ed Knoll, still your leader. The 0 of Galvin solidly in second as the top 4. They have separated themselves from the rest of the field. The 94 of Jared Hilliard, he's going to call it a feature. He'll pull that car to the infield. That will end his feature. As off of turn 4, the 15 of Ed Knoll still leads. 12 in, 3 more times around for him. Galvin is solidly second, the 07 of Harris third, 15X of Myers fourth, the 91 of Schwope fifth. Doug Keller, he's starting to make a run at the 57 of Ainsworth for sixth. The battle still for that 8th position between the 10H of Hill, the 1 of Henning, and the 16 of Blake Pierce. Ed Knoll works off of turn number 2. He's got that car working just a little bit better than everyone else at I-35 Speedway this season, as this time off of turn number 4. He'll get the white flag one more time around I-35 Speedway for the 15 of Ed Knoll. Knoll working the bottom of the racetrack, slides through 1 and 2 cleanly. Just has to put together one more set of corners. He'll work through turn 3 as no, the yellow flag will come out for the 124 of Anthony Hill, and that will set up a green-white checkered here at I-35 Speedway. Second. The 07 of Daniel Harris third. Knoll rolls into turn number 3. He's going to start it early. We're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. The 0 of Galvin tried to time it, but it was a good restart from the 15 of Knoll. He'll lead by a couple car lengths into turn number 1. Galvin drove it in deep, tried to get to the back bumper. He'll get a run off of turn number 2. He's going to have options down into 3. It's half a car length. He'll drive into 3. Gets his nose right there up against the 15 of Ed Knoll. Almost makes contact as now the white flag is out. The 0 of Chase Galvin is there. he'll have an opportunity to make a move at the 15 of Ed Knoll. They work through 1 and 2, but this time off of 2, Ed Knoll, he'll get the drive. He'll get a car length. That might just be enough as the 0 of Chase Galvin drives deep into turn number 3. He tries to make it stick, but is unable to make anything happen as your USRA B modified feature goes to the 15 of Ed Knoll. Second's the 0 of Chase Galvin. Third, the 07 of Daniel Harris. Fourth will be the 15X of Corey Myers, and rounding out your top 5 is the 91 of Eddie Schwope Jr. Racing at I-35 Speedway. It's a good start from the 111 of Butch Bailey. He will lead into turn number 1. The 30 Sea of Holes will go straight to the top side of the racetrack. He's going to try to bring the 77 of Ray with him. The 111 of Bailey. He gets a good drive off of turn number 2. He leads into turn number 3 by just a nose. The 30 Sea of Holes, he'll run back to the outside. The 111 of Bailey on the inside. Leader lap number 1's the 30 Sea of Abe Holes. Bailey slots in a second. Dean Ray takes over third. The 88 of Dixon runs fourth. The battle's back there for fifth. That was the 17H of Eddie Schwolf, the third, taking that position. The 30C of Abe Holes. He's got a fast race car, no doubt here, getting ready for that Gary Davis Super 66 stock car race in just 2 weeks. We'll see him back here as he has a fast stock car. He's got because now the 17H of Eddie Schwope, the third. He's around off the bank over in turn number 1, and that'll collect the 75 of Cletus. The field works off of turn number 4, the 30C of Abe Holes. He waits a little bit long. The field gets a little bit bunched up behind him, but we're back to racing at I-35 Speedway. Everyone else gets it sorted into turn number 1. The 111 of Butch Bailey is now the 997 of Jason Estes. They thought about 4 wide. They're going to make it 3 wide as now contact between the 111 of Bailey and the 997 of Estes. Somehow everyone keeps it headed in the right direction. The green stays out, and it's the 30C of Abe Holes. Opens up a big gap to now second place. The 77 of Dean Ray is the 997 of Estes. He's got problems down the front straightaway. Gets that car back underway, but then spins it out over in turn 1 as the 997 of Estes has problems, and that brings out the yellow again at I-35 Speedway.
Back out right now. He's going. I tried to stop him.
Off of turn number 4, the green is back out on the speedway as the 30C of Holes gets another big restart as the 77 of Dean Ray. He'll try to take second. They're going to think about 3 wide off of turn number 2. They'll settle it back down to 2 wide, and it'll be single file into turn number 1. The 77 of Dean Ray. He's up at the high side of the racetrack. As again, the 30C of Abe Holes has put together a stellar start to his race and has got several car lengths over the 77 of Dean Ray. A good run from the 75 of Cletus Murray. He runs 4th. Looks like he's got some speed in that stock car tonight. Dixon running the high side there in 3rd as everyone is single file out on the racetrack right now. The 30C of Abe Holes. He's right up against the cushion on the racetrack. Opens it up just a little bit more over the 77 of Ray. Dixon in that 88. He's right on the back bumper. Gives him about a foot before he gets to his back bumper. He's going to bounce it off the cushion, drive back to the inside. He's going to dime in the corner. He's going to try to get a run on the 77 of Ray. Not able to make anything work that time by. 6 in, 6 to go here in the USRA stock car feature. The 30C of Holes works to the outside of turn number 4. This time by the 30C of Holes. He is continuing to open up that gap. Almost a half straightaway now for him as the 77 of Ray. He's trying to hold off the 88 of Dixon. Dixon gets a run. He looks to the inside and is going to think about it a little bit. Go back to the high side. Again, he's going to bounce it off the cushion, dime in the corner, and drive to the inside. He's trying to get a straighter run off the corner. It's almost making it work. Just can't get to the door of the 77 of Ray. The 75 of Cletus Murray. He runs 4th. The S20 of Gene Stiegel runs 5th. As now the 88 of Jeff Dixon. He was able to get a run off of 2 E's to the inside door of the 77 of Ray. He tries to slide up, but the 77 of Ray stays there. He'll stay in second off of turn number 4. Dixon slides back up behind him. We'll go back to the top side. Again, he'll dime in the corner. Bounces it off the cushion. Looks to the inside. He's back to the inside of the 77 of Ray. He's going to try this again down into turn number 4. He'll slide up to the top. He'll diamond it yet again. As that time by was 9 laps in. Just 3 to go for the 30C of Abe Holes. The 77 of Ray off of turn number 2. Here comes the 88 of Dixon again with a big run. He'll slide back behind him and go into the corner up on the high side. He keeps doing it. He's going to bounce it off the cushion. He'll drive back to the inside as the white flag is out for the 30C of Abe Holes. Holes works to the top side of the racetrack one more time, as the only thing that can keep him from victory is a late yellow is now here. The 88 at Dixon. He'll try to clear the 77 of Ray into turn number 3. Is off of turn number 4. Your winner in the USRA stock cars here tonight is the 30C of Abe Holes. Second will go to, in a drag race, the 77 of Dean Ray. Third will be the 88 of Jeff Dixon. Fourth will be the 75 of Cletus Murray. And then rounding out the top 5s, the 997 of Jason Estes. In the 3. Lights are out. We're going to go green. The 85D of Mark Dotson gets to the throttle, and we are modified racing at I-35 Speedway. A great start from Dotson. He'll lead down into turn number 1. The 87 of Huey goes right to the top side of the racetrack. He'll try to bounce it off the cushion, but here comes the 11 of Darren Shaw. He gets a big run off the bottom. Fuquay slides back to third. Your leader early is the 85D of Dotson. The 29 of Elliott, he's going right to the bottom of the racetrack. As off a 4-liter lap, one's the 85D of Mark Dotson. The 87 of Fuquay, he will slide back into that second position as here comes the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Elliott right to the inside as the 11 of Darren Shaw takes him all the way to the tires. That will not work as your new third place runner is the 29 of Dennis Elliott. 85D of Dotson leads. 87 of Fuquay second. 29 of Elliott. He gets a run off of turn 2 as the 87 of Fuquay still running the middle of the racetrack. Elliott on the bottom. Then comes the 11 of Shaw, followed by the 78 of Derek Hicks. Your top 5 separated themselves from the rest of the field. 3 laps in, 17 to go. Dotson leads. Fuquay now has company to his inside, the 29 of Elliott. He's got that inside line working. That's his favorite line around I-35. He'll get the drive off of turn number 4, but it's still the 87 of Fuquay. Hangs on to that position by just a few inches. While these two battle, the 85 of Dotson has a couple car length advantage into turn number 3. Dotson off of 4 now as we are going to go 5 laps in, 15 to go. Elliott will take that third position into the second position into turn number 1. The 87 of Fuquay is going to battle back on the top side of the racetrack. But the 29 of Elliott, he's going to get the drive off the bottom. They're still door-to-door into turn number 3. That's the best battle on the racetrack, that battle for second. While these two battle, Dotson continues to slip away just a little bit. That time by, it's still the 29 of Elliott on the second. As the 87 of Fuquay still up on the high side, won't let that position go. They're still door-to-door into turn number 3 for second. The 85D of Dotson, he's up on the top side. Fuquay, he's up there as well. Elliott on the bottom. This time, Elliott clears for that second position and can set his sights on Dotson in that 85 car. The 11 of Darren Shaw, he runs 4th. He's got company from the 78 of Hicks of 5th. A good run from the 97 of Houston Johnson. He runs 6th. Hibner 7th. Lawson 8th. As this time by, 8 laps in, 12 to go for the 85D of Mark Dotson. The 29 of Elliott, he still is trying to fend off the 87 of Darren Fuquay. Fuquay works down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Fuquay still middle to high. Elliott low. While these two battle, the 85D of Dotson continues to run away just a little bit. He stretches that lead out just a couple, about half a car length each lap. Off of 4 this time by, we're going to be 10 laps in, 10 to go for the 85D of Mark Dotson. Elliott runs 2nd, Fuquay 3rd, Shaw 4th, Hicks 5th, Johnson runs 6th, Hibner 7th, Lawson 8th. Then comes the battle for 9th between the 75 of Eddie Schwalb Jr. and the 21 M of Dalton McKinney. Give that position to the 75 of Schwalb. Behind them, it's the 99J of Hoover and the 2H of Hansen. The gap for the 85D of Dotson, it looks as though it may have closed up just a little bit. The 29 of Elliott, he has him in his sights. He's going to get a good drive off of turn number 2. It's down to about 6 car lengths into turn number 3. The 4M of Manly Lamar has issues. That might slow up the 29 of Elliott just a little bit. The 29 of the 87 split the 4M down the front straightaway. Good job by Lamar to hold his line as the leaders work their way around him. That opens up the gap just a little bit for the 85 of Dotson into turn number 3 this time. Off of 4 this time. We're 13 and 7 to go. As back comes the 87 of Fuqua. He's got that high side rolling just a little bit better now. He's to the outside of the 29. Fuqua works off of turn number 2 again. He gets to the outside quarter panel of the 29 of Elliott. Fuqua rolls into turn number 3. If he can get that top side rolling, he might be able to chase down the 85 of Dotson. But the 29 of Elliott, he continues to fight back. These two need to get this battle settled as the laps wind down, and that lead is still about 7 car lengths for the 85 of Dotson. Fuqua up on the top side, Elliott on the bottom. That's where they have been all race long. This time by 15 in, 5 to go for the 85 of Mark Dotson is now the 87 of Darren Fuqua. Move him back into second that time by. Fuqua gets the drive off the corner between him and the 29 of Elliott. Elliott slides back into that 3rd position now. Back there for 4th. That battle still is being settled as the 11 of Darren Shaw, he hangs on to 4th over the 78 of Hicks. Fuqua now, he's going to try to drive to the inside. He's going to try to find a new line. That was not the best decision as back comes the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Again, this is what Mark Dotson wants to see. Those 2 cars behind him may be just a tick faster, but they keep battling for that 2nd position. As that time by, give it to the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Elliott trying to close the gap between him and the 85D. That gap is shrinking. We're 2.5 laps to go now. The 85D of Dotson, he's up at the high side, not right up against the cushion. That's where Darren Fuqua is. 2 to go this time by. It's the 85 of Dotson, the 29 of Elliott, then the 87 of Darren Fuqua. As now the 99J of Hoover, he's got issues off of turn 2. That gap is shrinking. It's now down to just about 5 car lengths. The 29 of Elliott, he's going to have to choose a different line. Here comes Fuqua on the top side as the white flag is out. The 85D of Dotson, he's got one more time around. That time by the 87 of Fuqua, he takes over second. Fuqua works around the top side of the racetrack. It's down to just 4 car lengths. The 2H of Hansen, he's running the top side. The 85D of Dotson, he's going to have to make a choice. He's going to have to try to drive low. The 87 of Fuqua, he's got one last run in him, but it's not enough. Your winner of the USRA Modified Features, the 85D of Mark Dotson. Second's the 87 of Darren Fuqua. Third will be the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Fourth will go to the 11 of Darren Shaw. And rounding out your top 5 is the 78 of Derek Hicks.
Okay. Hi, I'm Leroy Morrison, and thank you for watching our Cheeseburgers video here at I-35 Speedway. And I also want to give out sincerity to Judy Kraft to get well soon, and